Finally tonight, our person of the week. Before the nation's obsession with healthy foods, before concerns about tainted imports, before we used the word organic to describe food, one man saw the wisdom of going green. And today, millions of people are better off because of him.
My mouth waters just walking in here. Zucchinis, green, yellow, summer squash, cherries, raspberries, wonderful greens. Spinach, rhubarb is in, new potatoes are in, honey.
Radishes, lemon, basil, spring onions, fresh baked bread, snap peas, organic wine, just laid eggs, wheels of cheese.
It's hard to go home without lifting 2 heavy bags.
Barry Benepe shopping at one of the 44 farmers markets to be found in New York City. Markets that might not be here were it not for him.
I'm going to just take this bunch of mint. As a planner, I was aware that we were losing farmland, and as a consumer in New York City, I was also aware that the quality of our produce in the stores was notoriously bad.
New York City had farmers markets throughout its history, but with the growth of the supermarket, they died out in the 1930s.
If the farmer doesn't make money, he won't farm. So we had to make the farmer make money. That was our primary goal.
Next, please.
So in 1976, Barry, an architect and planner, started a market on the city's east side. It succeeded and begat other markets.
Anything else, hon? Maybe a little bit more.
So now there are not only the 44 markets in the city, but an estimated 30,000 acres of local farmland that has stayed farmland. And in pricey New York suburbs, some of those acres can be worth $1 million each.
Spring Market 30 years ago saved our farm from being sold to developers.
And in the meantime, the public was going to benefit in 2 ways. One is they were going to have good food at reasonable prices, cutting out the middleman.
420.
2, it transformed dead spaces to living spaces.
If this market closed, I would move to California.
Get to know the farmers, you get to know the food.
When Benepe opened the first New York Green Market, there were only a handful of markets around the country. But today, there are almost 4,400. And last year, green markets had $1 billion in sales.
I'm glad we rediscovered something that's been around in our cities for hundreds of years. To move ahead, you have to look behind and seize on the best of what we've done, and don't waste our experience. Utilize our experience and our good sense of what's right.
The Rockefeller Foundation agreed. Benepe has been awarded the inaugural Jane Jacobs Medal for a lifetime of leadership in urban planning.
When we stop and walk away from this farm stand, we're walking in a community of people, not in a community of cars. And this is the way cities have to be experienced, on foot. It redefines our city as a place to live and enjoy life.